welcome to the channel. Thank you for showing up today. Today I'm going to do a box opening of a game that I just got off the P500. I actually picked this up at GMT Weekend at the Warehouse. They had the latest P500s there, which we could take home with us, save us some shipping, so obviously I did that. So the game we're going to be looking at today is this one right here. The Last 100 Yards, Volume 5 for King and Country. More about the Commonwealth and their battles with Nazi Germany during World War II. Put out by GMT 2025, and Mike Denson is the designer of this and all the other ones, the other 5 volumes, all 5 volumes actually. Very cool game. I mean, if you ever played this game, you like the mechanics. The mechanics are really quite unique. And we'll talk about that a little bit here in this video. But we're going to do just a first look at this. Now, I've been involved with play testing for a lot of the Last 100 Yards games. The last 3, as a matter of fact, including this one. So I really have some play experience with this. We did almost all of the scenarios. I think I did all of the scenarios in this game. At least once, if not played twice. So let's open up the box and see what's inside. Now, King and Country is not a standalone game. You're going to need the Last 100 Yards Volume 1 and the Last 100 Yards Volume 2 to complete all the games here. Now, if you have one or the other, you can do some of the games. But to do all of the scenarios in this particular one, you're going to need both these games in addition to it. So just keep that in mind. King and Country. It's in a medium-sized box, a nice artwork and finish on it. When we check out the back here, we can see that right here the introduction is introduces innovative systems intended to model small unit behavior in combat during World War II. The game is purposefully designed to deliver a brisk yet intensive gaming experience that forces many decisions upon you as you take command of the British Infantry Company on the Western Front of World War II. And I'm not going to read all this. You can read this, a little bit of history about it, you know, and some of the game. But it comes with various game maps. And, you know, the scale here is infantry size, machine guns and anti-tank sections, individual vehicles, and tow guns. The map scale is 50 yards per hex, and the time scale is 2 to 5 minutes per turn, depending on what you roll on the die. We have all the game components here. I'll go through this rather quickly. We're going to see them all. But 4 double-sided geomorphic maps, which are 8 maps all total. Last 100 Yards Series Rulebook, which is the latest one, 4.0. 2 full-size counter sheets, 1 half-size counter sheet. 6 mission cards, which includes 11 missions. 2 combat terrain player aids cards. 1 game track player aid. 4 dice. And of course, Mike Denson is the designer here. 1 to 2 players. 2+ hours per game, ages 14 up. Complexity is 6, and we have 6 has these solitaire suitability. And here are some examples of the pieces which we'll see, and I like the nice large counters. These are actually about full size right there on the back. So let's open up the box, check out the inside, which is what we want to see, what comes in the box. So the first thing we see are, of course, the plastic bags for organizing your stuff, but those of you who watch this channel know that I'm going to probably do some type of organization with my 3D printer on this, so I'm just going to take those, throw those away. We have unique dice for this particular group here. We have the brown dice for the British, black for the Germans, and white and yellow for general use. So we do have 4 10-sided dice in the game here. Our Last 100 Yards Series Rulebook, and it goes through, and we have a total of, before we get to the index, we have 37 pages here. And a lot of this, if you played the games before, is pretty much the same. There are some specific things for this volume, but most of it is covered in the scenarios, the special rules and stuff. We go through the terrain type, and not all this terrain will appear on these particular maps. Some of them are jungle terrain that talks about in here, which covers the South Pacific one. And we have a sequence of play, activation phase, and I'm just going to go through this rather quickly because we just want to see what's inside this game. Reaction, maneuver, action, action. We come into deploying squads here, maneuvering, Assaults is a very unique type of battle here in this particular game, and it's a lot of fun, and it never goes the way that you think it's going to go. We also have small arms fire, mortar fire, which is here, and then we also have anti-tank fire. Now these are done rather different than most games. Like when you get into a battle, you figure out your odds, you put these markers on, you continue on with the game, and then at the end of the round, you actually do all of your combat at the very end. So that's when you find out what happened, what actually happened there. So you don't really know what's going to happen in a particular hex until the end of your turn. Some recovery actions if your units do get disrupted, or regrouping, they have to do some regrouping. And you got assault resolutions here, fire resolution. We'll see some of that assault resolution on some of the charts, the player aid charts. Retreats, airborne landings. So I believe we do have some airborne landings in this particular game. Units nationality, night and twilight, and random events that happen. Mission setup talks about the setup. We do have dummy counters in here. We do have some hidden units. So that's one of the reasons that this is not rated so high on the solitary scale. So talks a little bit about winning the game, but most of your winning requirements are going to be on the scenario cards. And then it talks a little bit about how to go about designing your own mission here, and we'll see that card when we look at the situations here. So, scenarios, I should say. And so we have an index, and we do have our design mission forms, which you can copy and design your own mission. You can make it historical if you like, or just what you think might happen if this was there or that was there in the particular battle. Vehicle movement matrix, and then we have unit capabilities table here. So you'll refer to those once in a while, and we have credits on the back here. So next thing in our box on top here is the casualty track, time track, fate table, random event table, initiative. When you roll for initiative, you could end up with a random event, and you could end up rolling on the fate table here. Coordination table, basically once you get the initiative, you see that if your units can coordinate or work together, which means basically you can move a couple units at a time. You have your time lapse, and depending on what you roll, you either have a 2-minute increase in the time lapse towards the time track, towards your end goal of the time of the scenario, or if you roll 9 to 10, you get a 5-minute. So this is going to vary every roll. At the end of every turn when you roll for this, is going to vary. We have our sequence of play here. So everything, this generally goes at the top of your map. So you have your casualty track and everything. And if you exceed the casualty limits, you lose the game that way also. So this is a single-sided aid there for that. And then we have 2 of these player aids here. Each of these player aids here tell you everything you pretty much need to know while you're playing the game. You have small arms fire and also mortar fire. Mortar, dice roll modifier, mortar fire action table, how far the mortar can spread out and which direction. Small arms mortar fire, anti-tank, dice roll modifier here. Anti-tank resolution table, minefield effects. Let me set this one aside while I open this one up. And here we have our terrain effects, what can move, what it costs to move, if it can move through that particular terrain. Blind hex table, if something is behind something, can you shoot at it? When can you shoot at it if you're up on a hill looking down over the object? Stacking limits, maneuver points allowance, tactical objective table. Concealment loss, so some of your units are concealed. Again, why it's not 100% solitary game, so we have that concealed movement. And when you lose that movement, what you have to do or what happens to make it so that your opponent can see what you have concealed. Disrupting and regrouping recovery, and shock recovery table. When your vehicle units get, when they disrupt, they actually go into shock, and so you have a shock recovery here, and they can either recover, not recover, or just completely be not destroyed, but just exited by the group and just left there on the field. Assault resolution table. This is really where it gets interesting. The assaults in here are a very unique mechanism, and they always seem to go the way that you don't think they're supposed to. But it is very interesting. You follow each order and do it in that order. And it affects both sides. Sometimes it affects both sides. Sometimes it affects one side only. You know, and when you're an attacker, you think 1-to-1 odds, I got it here. That goes either way, and it can be disastrous at times. So it's kind of a fun. Assault value modifiers, which you're going to add to these numbers and subtract before you roll the die. And vehicle construction dice roll modifier on the back of this one here. So again, each person gets this player aid card, which guides you through most of your actions in the game. Then we have our scenario cards here. And so actually, I think these are upside down. Let's see. Yeah, we start 59 here. Yeah, we start at 59 in Circumvent of Turn. And these mission cards, they give you a little bit of historical background. The mission objective, they give you the forces, the initiative die roll, like the Canadians here get a +2 on the initiative. So theoretically, you know, you want them to have the initiative more so. Casualty difference limits, so the Canadians can lose 6, the Germans can lose 3 in this particular one. And coordinating dice roll modifier, the Canadians get a +1 to their die roll to help them get the coordination. A disposition of forces, where they're going to start at, and then the mission special rules here, and it gives you the victory level. So this is on your time track. So if you go to 45 minutes, a Canadian victory if you're done, 46 to 55 is a draw, and if you go over 56 minutes, it's a German victory on this. Shows you the map setups here, what maps you're going to use, how you're going to combine them together, which way is north, the Canadian friendly board edge, and the German friendly board edge down here. And all of them are the same as you go through each mission. Here's mission 60, same setup on all of them. Mission 61, sniper, and again, German board edge, Canadian board edge. And man, these are brand new and stick together pretty good, actually. Having a hard time separating them. Nice thick paper, by the way. Here is one of your design your own mission forms, so you can go ahead and copy this and you know, use this and the instructions in the manual to design your own mission or recreate a battle that's not portrayed here that you want to recreate. Mission number 62, 63, King's Own. So again, you have these two boards here. And a lot of them have 2 boards. That's about the standard size, I'd say, for most of these games. Some are bigger, some of them are smaller. And again, this one is just a single board. It's a little smaller. Germans inner on this corner, British inner on this corner here. Or their friendly edge, I should say. That's where they can retreat to. And this particular one, ham and jam. So you can see that the German friendly board edge is all the way around. So you're stuck in the middle here. And I think this might be the parachute one, maybe. Airborne, yes, Airborne company. So a lot of special mission rules here on this one. And it goes into the back there. So you have to really read all of these before you start understand what they're going to do. It tells you how you're going to disperse the forces here. After 25 minutes, Force C is available interplay. So, you know, certain time markers will allow other parts of the force to come in. And again, that time can vary. So it could take you a very fast time to get to 15 minutes. If you roll 3 9s, you're going to get to 15 minutes in 3 turns. If you roll 2 2s, then it's going to take you 8 turns to get to there. So that varies widely in this game quite a bit. Mike's Red Beach, and this one has a beach invasion. We have some beach maps here. And you can see the German, Canadian. And then here on the back, some special rules that go with this one, including on this side. So this has a lot of special rules. This particular one, I think, has more special rules than most of the other games I play tested and played on this. The end, this is a single board that's just horrible to get through. I mean, it's just, everything's so confined. You really feel claustrophobic on this particular game. But it is a fun game for sure. And Operation Windsor, and this is one of the larger ones. It has 4 maps together. These games are not quite as large as the Russian campaign. That had a much broader maps when you lay them out, but the 4 maps I think is the largest one that we have in this particular one. So the next thing we're going to look at are the maps here. Let me get them out over here. And so map 56 here, you can see that this is a farmland. You have some building silos and stuff like that here on this particular one. This is one of our beach invasion maps. So this is a nice compact game here. This one is a single map that you use on that. I don't think we use the beach maps, both of them together in these particular ones. Here's that city one that I was talking about. This is kind of a very interesting setup here and gameplay on this. So a lot of close combat and a lot of melee type of battles here. And this one, we have some hills blocking here and here in this valley, so you can sneak up on your opponent, get pretty close before you're revealed on this particular map. And again, we have another farmland with a river or a big aqueduct, whatever that may be. We've got a bridge going over it, orchards, so pretty open field for attacks on that one. And the same way here, this is an airfield that you have to take over, and basically you can hunker down these buildings and do some damage as people are coming in trying to take over this airfield, capture this airfield. And map number 37 here, again, we got another farmland with a river going through, a pond. So we got some obstacles to get through. We got one easy access across this river. So the map is separated. It does create some issues trying to get over that, but you eventually do. And then another one of our beach landing maps coming in. The forces are coming in here, going on through, attacking all the German strong points that generally are set up right along this area right here. All right, so let's see, what do we got left? I think all we have left now are our counter sheets. So what I'm going to do is switch on over to this camera here so that you can see these counters up a little bit closer. Let me try to get them so they fill the frame, or at least most of the frame. So these are 1-inch counters, and these are the British force, or the Commonwealth force, I should say, because it does include Canadians and British. And this is the front side, the front value side there. And we have leaders, and we have platoons and squads there, machine guns, and we do have artillery, towed guns, and then of course vehicles here. And on the back side, we have disrupted units are here on the back side. So, and then we got the vehicles down here, and then we have some trucks over here for this backside here. So we don't have disrupted vehicles on the front of these ones here. These are single stage units, or single units, so they don't flip on over. All the rest flip on over before they are eliminated in the game. And we'll move on over to this one. And here we start to get other British units. We've got a few German units here. Let me get them up there so you can see them. A few German units. Then we got some Commonwealth here, and some more British units up here, paratroopers here by the signal by the paratroop there. And we got some markers here, which are your hidden markers, or your concealed, I should say, not hidden, they're concealed. You can see them, but you only see this on top. And on the back side, we've got German concealed units, concealed markers here, disrupted German units, and disrupted Commonwealth and British groups there. So those are the 1-inch, and then we got the 5/8 here, and we have some of our basically spotters who will spot for your artillery. We got some other control markers here. These are the direction markers for the tanks, and then we have, oops, popping them out right there. We have some cover here. This is basically foxholes here, mines, and then down here we have smoke. And this is used, the envelopment is used for your melee, and it gives you a +2 when you envelop the person coming in from 2 different sides. And of course you got a very large initiate marker here, and some German stronghold pieces right down there. So that's pretty much it, what we have there. Let me get all of this stuff back in the box there. So there you have it for King and Country, Volume 5 of The Last 100 Yards. Quick look at this game. I played a lot of this game. It's a fun game, as is all Last 100 Yards. volumes of this series, so worth the money, worth the time. And if you weren't on the P500, sorry, but I think GMT still has a sale going on. I'm not sure if this is on that sale though. It may not be. But hopefully you got your P500. If you don't have it now, you'll be getting it soon. Enjoy the game, and thank you very much for stopping by and watching. And hope to see you in the next video. Take care.